Okay, so I think we're recording. Oh shit. So realistically, I have no clue what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm doing this. I just know I wanted to. But yeah, this is the first episode of the podcast. Don't know what its name is. It might be Feet First. It might change. The one thing I do know for sure that's going to be a difficult thing for me is to purposefully talk slow and not rush on off as much as I want to. But one, welcome if you're listening. Don't know why you're listening. But I appreciate it. Two, hopefully the mic works. I'm on my iPad right now. If you're watching it on video, you can see that I'm on my iPad. But if you're just listening to this, it's day one, step one. But we'll start off with an introduction, who I am, what I do. Most of you guys have been following me on YouTube, on my Instagram. I'm a tattoo artist. I've been tattooing for a year now. And prior to that, I just recently quit my job to follow my dream of being a tattoo artist. It's something I've been wanting to do since I was a child. Before I can even remember, I've been drawing my whole life. It's got me out of sticky situations. It honestly put me into some sticky situations when I started tagging and spray painting, which is ironic as to what I did end up doing as my job. But yeah, so most of you guys know me as Roman Jiu-Jitsu on Instagram. I've been training Jiu-Jitsu for, I want to say I'm on my 6th year. I'm a purple belt under Wade Rome. I travel, I competed, and I took a big hiatus off of jiu-jitsu, which definitely I'm feeling the pain now on my way back in. But now I'm just diving back into tattooing full time. And realistically, it was a very scary transition. I had a full-time job, I had a career. Prior to this, for most of you guys that don't know, I actually don't talk about it a lot. I don't mention it a lot because it's not something that I think is something that I should be bragging about. Not because it's a negative. It's got no negative connotations. I'm proud of my job. I'm proud of what I did and the people that I was surrounded with and the experiences that I've done. But prior to this, I was law enforcement. I got hired on at 19. Did it for 5 years, and they were the craziest 5 years of my life. I have no regrets into that. I've met and dealt with the best, the worst people, but I'm also a big believer in it, and it doesn't make me who I am. That's why most of you that know me personally, I don't start off with that. I don't start off with, hey, I'm a cop, or I'm this, I'm that. I'm a very big believer on your career and your job doesn't make you who you are. You yourself decide who you will be and who you will become. So it's unfortunate a lot of those guys in that career field do live like that. Their job makes them who they are. But that's neither here nor there. That's a real quick kind of introduction into that. I spent 5 years in law enforcement, 2 on the road patrol, another 2 on the SWAT team, and then my last year was as a canine handler, which to me was my favorite part of the job. My favorite, it was the most fun I had, but throughout that I've always wanted to I kept drawing to focus on the career, because growing up you're always told if you don't have a career, if you don't go to college, if you don't have something set, you're going to be a failure, and it's kind of unfortunate. So I stopped drawing. I didn't think I had an ability to be an artist because it wasn't making me any money at the time, and I stopped my aspirations to go to art school. Around that time I found jiu-jitsu. I was 17 I was 16 when I started training. I stopped and found Wade Rome when I was 17, and those guys knew me before I was a cop, and they didn't really change how they treated me. But around the 3rd year of law enforcement, I kind of had a couple wake-up calls and a couple of some sketchy situations where I was like, I don't want to be raising a family in this career. Started kind of tinkering around with the idea. I would tell my wife, I want a tattoo machine. I want to learn how to tattoo. And I didn't think of it as a realistic goal as a career. I just thought I wanted to pick up a tattoo machine and for sure give it a try. I didn't look at apprenticeships. I didn't look at mentorships because I didn't think that was feasible. I thought it'd be something I'd have to learn on my own. And it was right around the time I was getting tattooed by a buddy of mine from Orlando, tattoos out of Portal Tattoo Studio. He and I were talking, and I showed him some of my drawings, and he said the same thing. He's like, hey, man, you should really give this a go. Like, we have an apprenticeship open. Yeah, I'd be willing to offer you if you have the time. Unfortunately, I didn't really jump on that. I kind of wish I did, but things happen for a reason, and I spoke to my wife, and we both talked, and she was one of the ones that really kicked my ass into doing it. And she said, if you really think this is feasible and you want to do it, you should go in and, go all in. And I did. I messaged a couple of the shops in where I grew up. I messaged a couple of the local shops, see if they had any openings, and thankfully the shop I'm at now, Electrical Oranges, Jamie Wong, he gave me the shot. I kind of, for a while, I worked full-time along with my apprenticeship, so I would work 12 hours a night shift and go straight into the shop right afterwards. I would get 3-4 hours of sleep and come on in. And it wasn't really difficult at the time. It seems like a lot. I didn't get any sleep, but it's something that I wanted to do. That's something that actually my job and jiu-jitsu taught me is if you want something, you got to work hard for it. You don't get promoted in jiu-jitsu just by, asking nicely. You don't get promoted in jiu-jitsu if you just because you want it, just because you think good things happen to you. Good things don't happen to people that want them to happen. Good things happen to people that work hard for it. And even then, that's not always the case. And it's something that I'm glad I took over. And I'm grateful for. It's something my job taught me. It's something jiu-jitsu taught me. It's something the people that I had growing up taught me. And it's one of those things where I was obsessed. I knew that if I really wanted this, I had to work hard for it. I knew that if I really, really wanted to get into it, it's something that I needed to give my all to. It couldn't be half. I couldn't be half in. I had to dive in fully. I had to dive in feet first. And I'm very glad I did, because in doing so, I was always here. I was the first one here. I made sure I was the last one to leave if I could, or if I was working that day, I made sure I came in as early as I could and left at the near last moment I could, to where I can get home, get ready, and then, get on to work for the 12 hours. And it was great. I didn't complain. When I was here, I wasn't at work. I feel like I had a little cheat code in life where I can do what I was passionate about, and it was one of those things where I made sure that I was fully set up at this shop prior to leaving my old job. And it was terrifying. It was the scariest moment of my life, because here I am with a job that all I had to do was wait 15 more years. And, it's what I was always told. Get a career, retire, then you could do whatever you want after that. Realistically, even if you're not happy, you're always told it's okay. You just got to dig on in, go with all your might, and once you're done, you're done. You get to clock in your ticket, and you waste 20 years of your life doing something you didn't always want to do. I'm grateful, but I knew it wasn't something that I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I don't want to raise a family in it. I didn't see myself being a good husband to my wife if I was still in it. I didn't see myself being a good man to the people that I was surrounded with if I was still in it. And I just jumped ship and dove straight in, and like I said, it was terrifying. I didn't know what tomorrow would bring. I didn't know what I would be at next year. With my old job, like I said, 20 years. You have 20 years of your life planned out. You're always going to have a paycheck. You're always going to have something for you. You're comfortable. You get comfortable, and that's where that comfort can kill you sometimes, because even let's take law enforcement out of the equation. Let's take a regular career office job. And some people are fully depressed in where they're at. They're not happy, so they take it out on their wives. They take it out on their kids. They take it out on themselves. They get fat. They get lazy. They get just depressed on everything, because they feel like life was unfair to them, and they're stuck in this, and they build a victim complex. And I did too. I had a victim mindset of I have no choice. I have to stay here and make sure that I can set it up and be good. But yeah. That was stupid. I played victim for the longest time, and it was the dumbest thing I could have ever done, because I was so worried about 20 years ahead of time that I couldn't enjoy the day I was in at that moment. And that's what I ended up doing. I ended up taking it each day at a time, which you have to. You can't think 20 years ahead of the time, because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm too small of a human being in this grand universe to think that I know what can come my way in 20 years. So now we're here. I'm tattooing. Thankfully, I have amazing clients. I'm doing jiu-jitsu. I'm grateful. I don't deserve it. I don't think I deserve it. I don't know where I'm going, and I just know that today I'm happy. Today I'm great, and today I will try my best to do better than I did the day before. So, realistically, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where this podcast is going. I don't even know where this speech or this was going. It's probably, I don't know. That's the best part. Is we don't know, and we get to figure it out each day as we go. So that's it for now. Introduction on myself, and I'll see you guys next time. Feel free to if you have any questions, just drop them below. If you're watching the YouTube video, just drop it in the comments or email me. I'll have something connected on here. This is all new, so I'm learning. There's going to be failures. I will 110% fail. I'm pretty sure after I stop this recording, I am not going to know how to transfer this onto whatever platform I'm doing. So bear with me, and I appreciate you guys. So I'll see you next time.
Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back. You ain't fitting for it, cause you all cap like. Hold up, I shoot my shot. Wait, hold up. I'm really about to run this go up. You know it's all net when it go up. Ain't got no other plans. You don't need to understand. Ay, we all know.